Hi, I'm Dave, owner of Future Past Vintage Collectibles with my daughter Rachel.
Hello.
Showing you comic book content. We're going to start right now with adolescent, radioactive, black belt hamsters. I know everyone has a copy of this, right? So,
Do they?
if you don't mind, and I don't know why this is reminiscent to me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's only a couple of years after. This is mid '80s.
The artwork's really similar the way it's laid out on the
Yeah,
page.
black and white interiors. It's an independent, I think, but I'm not sure. These only sold at comic book stores. Pretty expensive for the era, $1.50. But I got a whole run of these, and this kind of stuff stops me in my tracks.
When I saw it, I was like, this is really cool looking.
Like, here's number 2. Very different than number 1, right? And then real quick, we'll show number 3. So they all have these picture frame, black borders, real tough to get engraved. These are very nice, by the way. But once again, the art is completely different than the previous issue.
And all done by the same artist, which is really cool.
Yeah, the same 2 people. And then this one. And I also had in that run, I've got black belt hamsters in 3D. Do you know if that has glasses?
I don't think so.
Okay. Once again, really different. Love the name. Love it. And then picking up things like this, Elf Lord #1. So I really like this book. Really like the way he's dressed. I like what's going on inside in these books. And I got this whole run.
This is number 5.
Number 5.
This is number 2, volume 2. Just have like a smorgasbord of different issues. This is number 3, volume 2. I like the cat. And this is number 6.
Yeah.
It's all out of order.
Just kind of
okay.
show you that, you know, what I'm
guy.
talking about today is I'm talking about fantasy and science fiction independence that came from the 80s.
We didn't mention what this is Aircell that made this one.
That's the publisher. There is Aerosol, and I have other Aerosol stuff from this one particular collection. I picked some things like this up in other collections.
And then the other one was Eclipse.
Like Warp and Big Apple put out these Elf Quests, like that one.
This is number 6.
And
ElfQuest Siege of Blue Mountain.
I have more of these. I kind of just grabbed some stuff for this show to kind of show the stuff that really, I kind of put it aside and I really want to know more about it, but I like it. I like it because it's uncommon. I think you can still find things like this in dollar boxes. I don't think they're incredibly common, but I also don't think they're always going to be in high grade.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people that are looking for this, but if I saw it in a box, I'd be like, that's really cool. Like, I like the covers.
Well, ElfQuest is popular. The other stuff is obscure. I think that it does remind me of cosplay. It reminds me of a lot of what's going on in the Comic-Con scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people would discover that and find it to be really cool if they're into that culture. Yeah. So, like, here's an Elf Warrior number 1.
Elf Warrior.
Well, they kind of remind me too of older books. They're not busy with a lot of words. This one's a little different.
I haven't seen this one. The Texas Chainsaw Samurai, the most terrifyingly funny comic ever made.
Yeah.
I want to read this one.
I brought a couple I didn't show you yet.
This is Soulson. I've never even seen that publication before.
Yeah, and he's also the writer, so I think it was self-published. I'm not sure.
Okay.
You guys can tell us if you know more about
Let us
it.
know in the comments.
I got a set of these. I only brought a couple issues. I think I brought 1 and 2.
This is Star Blazers #1 by Comico. Comico does so many really cool, like, anime style.
Yeah, and these are anime.
stories,
So they're not full-blown anime, but they definitely have the big, weepy or like pillowy eyes.
Probably based off of some kind of video game or manga.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's
Star Blazers #2.
Yeah. Now into some other stuff. Here's some Dave Stevens in Alien Worlds. I got the whole set. I'm going to show a few different issues.
Number 9.
Some more Dave Stevens from the series Airboy from Eclipse Comics. Love that cover. That reminds me of early Frazetta. Famous Funnies era Frazetta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so really, really interesting art. Here's another Alien Worlds.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's number 5. That's cool.
Super nice. If you guys like science fiction, Alien Worlds came out in the mid 80s, and I think 88. But correct me if I'm wrong. Their stuff's really interesting. They have some good horror covers, some good monster covers.
That's really cool.
But I think any comic book collection is empty if they don't have at least 1 copy.
Alien Ducklings.
Yeah, those guys. What kind of award did it get? What is that award symbol?
It's just Blackthorn Publishing. That's their little
Yep.
their little thing.
I am a sucker for this kind of stuff. I really do like it, and I'm gonna hold on to it and kind of figure it out. I got to put all the stuff I have together. Picked up a lot of slabs in auctions recently. Kind of value shopping and looking for things that, for instance, I collect these. This one is a 9.4 in a PGX. It's Joker number 2, 9.4 PGX container.
White pages.
I will probably crack that out, not to improve it, but just to get it out of there. This would actually devalue the book, and that's why I got it cheaper.
We have a video on why we crack PGX slabs. I'll pin it right here.
Yeah, I'll just crack it out because my goal would be to collect these in 9.6. I like every issue in 9.6. And
this one's Joker number 5 from 1976. Royal Flush Gang appearance, 9.6 white pages. Ernie Chan cover.
Yeah, I've always liked the amount of color in the background on these. They pop from across the room. You can kind of recognize immediately if you know this run because of the stark use of color.
It's super fun.
Yeah. And Joker, this is a popular series, by the way. Joker just looks maniacal as usual. And this is that Neil Adams style Joker that he re-envisioned in Batman. So real quick, we buy collections. Buy collections of all size. Anywhere in the United States, we can make it happen. We tend to pay the most. We are definitely easy to work with. Look at my daughter. Well, anyway,
I'm so kind.
She's kind and generous.
We haven't even mentioned that we're in a different place. This is not where we normally film.
Yeah, today we have so much stuff going on. We had to move our adjunct studio and make a new adjunct studio. So
this is it right here in front of this big painting.
Yes. but if you're interested in selling a collection, make sure to reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description.
Yes, it's on our website.
Let's move on to something incredible.
Spidey Super Stories number 26. It's the Winnipeg Pedigree, 9.8 white pages, Sandman appearance, and Buscema cover.
So in this particular series, I had them all primarily in 9.8. It's interesting, the angle you're holding that on, it's got a little bit of a ripple at the top, which doesn't stop it from being 9.8.
No.
But it does, it's noticeable.
It affects him.
Yeah, it means it was pressed and it had too much moisture, is what that means. So, yeah, it's a 9.8 in a Pedigree case. It's going to stay that way.
Yeah, we're not cracking that.
I collect those more. I think it has something to do with an emotional tie to it, because I remember when Spidey was on like Electro Company, and I dug all that stuff. So this was in the 70s. I was just a kid. On to the next book.
Fantastic Four 121, 9.4 white pages from 1972. Silver Surfer appearance, Galactus cameo on the last page. John Buscema and John Sinnott.
I just had an opportunity to get this really affordably, and I have a 9.8 of this.
That one's yours, I would imagine.
I think I'll sell it one day. I'm not that emotionally attached to it, but it's a very expensive book in 9.8, so I was able to pick this up. I love these Silver Surfer covers. The 20-cent Silver Surfer covers. There's only a few in FF. Sick.
Punisher 102, 9.6 white pages from 1995 with the Bullseye appearance. Frank Taryn cover.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I love this cover, and it's reminiscent of the Incredible Hulk McFarlane covers.
Yeah.
It has a reflection of his chest
Uh-huh.
and his blade and that smile on his face. But this is typically a book I want in 9.8, but I had an opportunity to get a pretty affordable 9.6. I just put it away. It's not as hot now as it was, but I think long term this book's always going to be popular because it's just got the great cover. Here's the next book I wanted to show you guys.
This is Spidey Super Stories number 13 from 1975. Fallon, Cat, Sandman, and Craven appearance. 9.8 white pages. Winnipeg collection. Another John Romita cover.
I really like this cover. It's an early issue. It's nice to have it in Pedigree. Very nice looking copy. And like I said, I'm going to get all of these. And it's probably a good time to talk about the con that we're going to.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
quick.
We're going to Rose City Comic Con, which is on September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We're going to have a booth there. So you guys should stop by and say hey if you're in the area.
Yep.
We're excited about it.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a good time.
At this point, too, let's go ahead and show this book, and I'll explain that I'm probably showing books that nobody shows ever. Okay. These aren't hot. They're not popular. A lot of people would just walk right by them. I love this stuff, and that's exactly why I do buy it. So I'll tell you, part of my strategy in any type of investing is not buying what's hot, but buying what I think long-term will be desirable. will I at least be able to get my money back out of it for a
If you
wise
wanna sell
investment?
it, yeah.
With I Like It being at the top, that's next. Because I actually introduced the book.
This is Jonah Hex number 71, 9/8, white pages from 1983, with a Ross Andrew and Dick Giordano cover.
Yeah, so I like all of these. And when I have an opportunity to pick one up, I do. So I think there's other people that like them because they're not in favor right now or not popular. It drives the price down. So buy, please. Okay.
I will take it.
This is another example that the price was really affordable. So I jumped on it.
Punisher War Journal number 4 from 1989. It's a 9/8 white pages, Jim Lee cover, and it's another Winnipeg pedigree. You're just trickling in on those Winnipegs.
So this is what year?
1989.
I'd be curious to see if there's any other pedigree copy of that book. This is one of the latest pedigrees, and now they're doing all of the trimmings. They're like taking the things out of this one that wouldn't have sold and just blowing it out. So that's why I picked it up. I would like to end this with a special book.
So we pulled aside 10 slabs to show you guys today, and I had to pull this one out because I've never seen anything like this before.
Now you didn't know I got this.
No.
I didn't tell you about it.
I kind of did a cherry pick of all the ones that I thought would be fun to show.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I mean, you already know what it is.
I know what it is. I was glad
Are
to
you
get
guys
it.
ready? Voice of Comicdom number 17 from summer of 1971. Richard Corbin wraparound cover. 9/2 white pages. It's freaking huge.
It's magazine sized.
It's so big.
So this is one of my favorite underground artists. His covers always just impress. Can you show the back cover, please?
Oh, I'm gonna have to blur that out. I
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
realized it does have some profanity that we will blur.
But it's strange profanity. Yeah, look
so
at the back cover
cool.
though. Yeah, the back cover's worth the price of admission, folks.
This is awesome. Do you remember how much you bought this for?
It was not much.
That's awesome.
It was under $200.
That's great. I love it.
And I thought I
biggest
stole it.
world.
I really thought I stole it. I'll just take that and put it away. I do collect. I have some Robert Crumb stuff that's that size from this era.
You have some other Richard Corbin stuff too.
And here's what's interesting about 1970, 1971 in underground comics. I don't really care if anyone gets it or doesn't. I know that artists like Richard Corbin have got everyone's attention that's in my era. They've seen some of his covers, and every time they do, they're like, who is that? So I collect his stuff.
Mm-hmm. They've got that really cool underground vibe.
I wouldn't say like everyone should run out and buy something like this, but I'm here to tell you that I'm happy to own it.
This is like a piece of art. It's just really cool.
Yep. In the back cover, it's like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're gonna see it.
I think you're better off slabbing this just for that.
Yeah, so it's preserved.
Yeah, if I was going to present this, I'd probably present it back out. I wanted to show some different books, and we're going to do that from time to time. I'm not trying to bolster anything that is hot to get hotter. I just show you that there are other people that buy funky books besides you. So we all have our sense of taste, and this is kind of a good snapshot. Some of those modern books, I just bought them because I got them very cheap in a pedigree, and I'll just put them away.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up real quick.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us over on Instagram because we do claim sales every single Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over there. And we have a lot of fun. And then don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, keep an eye out for our horror comics only claim sale in the month of October. It's going to be fun.
We are getting some really cool books for it.
We've been saving books for this thing, so we're excited. Till next time.
Bye!